Welcome to Looking North with myself, Alex Jensen. So, Donald Trump's prospects of re-election as US president have arguably never looked better after surviving an assassination attempt. He's been confirmed as the GOP standard bearer for November's election. Some analysis suggests North Korea would be happy with this development, that the North Korean side wants Trump back in the White House. But is that still the case, given the North's strengthened relationship with Russia? And can we expect North Korea to try to influence America's presidential election? Before we tackle those, let's just point out that the assassination attempt itself would have caught North Korean leader Kim Jong-un's attention. Being targeted in that way would likely be one of Kim's greatest concerns. At the time of making this video, the North hasn't commented on Trump surviving his attack, but we can imagine Pyongyang's view would be similar to that of Russia's foreign ministry official, who suggested via social media that the US must take inventory of its policies on inciting hatred towards political opponents, countries, and people. The whole situation's unlikely to encourage North Korea to usher in a politically divided democracy anytime soon. Well, I guess we're also not likely to see Kim accept Trump's past invite to visit the US on safety concerns alone. That invitation came during a period of unprecedented diplomacy. While Trump and Kim summit talks broke down before, North Korea may see some value in rebooting them. Certainly, Pyongyang would appear more likely to reach out to a Trump administration than an alternative. There are various reasons for this. One is the basic possibility of what could happen, especially with Trump's preference for top-down diplomacy. Reports and comments from those involved in the breakdown of the last summit between Trump and Kim in Vietnam in 2019 suggest that an agreement could have been reached, although in the end, Trump reportedly lost patience and walked away. You could read that as suggesting that Kim might not want to risk losing face again, but he may also feel that he's in a stronger negotiating position now. North Korea now has Russian support in a range of areas, including the apparent assurance that Moscow would come to the North's aid if attacked. The North may not feel it needs diplomacy with the US as much as it once did, but it may also feel more secure about pushing the US. Yes, that could also mean pushing with provocations. We might see a period of that even if Trump is elected. It happened last time too. Remember when Trump threatened the North with fire and fury and called Kim Little Rocket Man. But at some point, Kim could well wonder if there's room for a deal. Politico reported last December that Donald Trump was considering a plan to let North Korea keep its nuclear weapons and offer its regime financial incentives to stop making new bombs. Now, that may not be the case, but such reports may encourage Pyongyang. Trump has also praised Kim in a way that might make a difference. Earlier this year, for instance, Trump said in an interview that his relationship with Kim was very beautiful, praising the North Korean leader as very strong. As well as respect for the leader, North Korea also wants legitimacy as a nuclear power state, and it may see Trump as a way of gaining that. Last year, North Korea amended its constitution to reinforce its nuclear power status, and it has only built up its nuclear arsenal since Trump left office the first time in 2021. We can count more than 100 missiles launched by the North since 2022. Another major benefit for North Korea of Trump becoming president again would be the potential for weakening the US relationship with South Korea. It's only been strengthening under current US President Joe Biden, including the recent American assurance of defending South Korea with nuclear weapons if necessary. The Trump camp is understood to have offered reassurances to South Korea that the alliance will get stronger still if he's re-elected, but we also have reasons to doubt that. Time magazine published a very lengthy article, initially online in April, under the title, "How Far Trump Would Go." Trump suggested to Time that the US could pull troops out of South Korea if Seoul doesn't make more financial contributions to support them. The article coincided with the launch of new negotiations over South Korea's share of the cost for the upkeep of the 28,500 strong US forces Korea under the Special Measures Agreement, SMA. Trump said, "Why would we defend somebody? And we're talking about a very wealthy country." This is the kind of thing we heard from Trump repeatedly during his first spell in office. The current SMA expires at the end of next year. With 5 rounds of negotiations done and counting, South Korea is trying to strike an early SMA deal to avoid having to bargain with Trump on this. But even if Seoul achieves that, the inter-Korean dynamic is very different from the last time Trump led the US. The South has adopted a tougher stance, abandoning the tension-relieving military agreement reached between the previous president and Kim, as the North has cast aside any lingering hope for Korean reunification. This means that Kim would likely only negotiate with Trump this time. That would bypass South Korea and potentially further weaken the Seoul-Washington alliance. Looking ahead to how North Korea could potentially try to influence American voters, there has been talk of an October surprise just ahead of November's election. A major provocation may be aimed at highlighting Biden's failure to negotiate with Pyongyang and making the North relevant among a sea of other issues. That could be a nuclear test, for example, or something else that makes the US feel threatened. We'll obviously try to keep you updated on all of these developments here on North Korea Now. And to stay abreast, please do subscribe so you can check out our videos as soon as they're published. It really helps us out also if you can give us a like, and we'd appreciate it if you comment. Join the debate below.